In this video, I'm going to address the elephant in the room that so many people are scared of, and that is learning limited. When running Facebook ads, your ads go through a learning phase and could end up in this scary yellow status called learning limited that for some reason so many people are afraid of and think that it is ruining their campaigns, when in this video I'm going to explain to you exactly what's going on and exactly what you should be doing. If you don't want to stay around and learn, just know that you don't need to worry about it. It's not ruining your campaign. All it means is that your campaign sucks and you need to make some changes. But if you actually want to learn about what it means, what you should be doing, and how to be properly making changes to see better results in your campaign, stick around because that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Durante. I run a music marketing agency and as well an education program teaching artists all about how to generate genuine fans utilizing Facebook ads. And if you end up learning something about learning limited, why not subscribe to my channel, as I'm posting tons of content in the space of music marketing and Facebook ads as a whole. But with all that out of the way, let's dive on into today's video and learn about this scary subject of learning limited. I've gotten tons of DMs about it and see it time and time again inside of different Facebook groups and overall across the internet of artists stressing over the learning phase or learning limited. And I've always been the one to stress to not actually worry about the status of your ad set, but instead worry about what's going on inside your ad set, because all it really is an indicator that your ad sets are not performing well. If we take a look at the 7 statuses of a potential ad set, we don't need to look at rejected, in review, schedule, or completed. They're not necessarily applicable to this video. So sometimes when you post an ad, it will automatically go into the active status, which is just an ad running normally. Other times it will enter into the learning phase. If you want, you can read the definition that Facebook is giving while I'm talking, but what it basically means is that Facebook is learning. It is trying to understand where they should be placing your ad, how they should be delivering it, and overall going through its machine learning process and automatically optimizing your ads to try and get you the best results. If you are in the learning phase, the period will go on for a total of 7 days before you either go into the active phase or you go into learning limited. Facebook does say the performance is less stable and you should expect higher cost per conversions, but with any campaign, the cost is going to be higher in the first 7 days versus day 17 through 14, regardless of any changes that you make. But if you do not get the 50 results needed to get out of the learning phase, then you go into learning limited. And before you hear my description of learning limited, let's take a look at exactly what Facebook explains learning limited as. So about learning limited, and honestly not enough people have looked at this article, but the article goes on to say that if your ad set isn't getting enough optimization events to actually exit the learning phase, the delivery column reads learning limited. Learning limited isn't a penalty. Do you hear that? Learning limited is not a penalty. It doesn't negatively affect your results. It's an indication that your budget isn't being spent effectively because the ad delivery system can't optimize performance with your current setup. An ad set becomes learning limited when it's unlikely to receive around 50 optimization events in the week after your last significant edit. This diagnosis can happen anytime after you create an ad set or make a significant edit to an existing one. Generally, an ad set becomes learning limited when it's limited by small audience size, low budget, low bid or cost control, high auction overlap, an infrequent optimization event, or other issues such as running too many ads at the same time. If an ad set is limited by a low bid or cost control, a tooltip will appear when you hover over the learning limited status. And before taking a deeper dive into learning limited, let me just quickly clear the air on what a significant edit is directly from Facebook's information. Facebook goes on to say that not every edit causes an ad set to re-enter the learning phase, but only significant edits. And what Facebook considers significant edits are any changes to targeting, any changes to ad creatives, any change to optimization events, adding a new ad set, pausing your ad set for 7 days or longer, or changing your bidding strategy. So that's what Facebook considers learning limited and significant edits. But now let's actually talk about it a little bit. When your ad set is in learning limited or can't get out of the learning phase, what that means is that your ad set is underperforming. When most people go and see high cost per conversions and then see that their ad set is in learning limited, they instantly blame it on learning limited. But as we saw, there's no penalty, there's no less results that you see from learning limited. It means that the way you're structuring your campaign is not performing well enough that Facebook can even optimize it, let alone that you will actually see good results. So where time and time again people stress, oh, how do I get out of learning limited? I can't make a change because I don't want to get into learning limited. Instead, be looking towards actually changing the structure of your campaign so that you get enough results that you'd never get in learning limited in the first place. It's actually just Facebook's way of telling you, hey, your ad set sucks, you need to change it so that you could see better results. So the main thing that you need to take away from this video is when you see your ad go into learning limited or the learning phase, you need to be looking away from that little status that you're getting and instead be looking towards the changes you can make inside your campaign to see better results. And now below this video, I am going to link my PDF on 10 ways to fix an underperforming campaign, but let's just go through and list some of the things that I recommend you would do to see better results and not get stuck in the learning limited phase. The overarching thing that you need to understand is that you have to test different things because what Facebook is telling you is that the current thing you're doing is not working. Some areas to look to change are your targeting, your placements, the demographics that you actually send your ad to, the actual visual ad that you're placing. If you are using a bid control, turn that off, test different portions of the song you're marketing, and maybe even test a different song, and even try spending more budget. But I would recommend against actually increasing your budget because with your current budget, you're not seeing good results. So trying to just force more results at extremely high cost isn't really cost efficient or intelligent, where instead make changes to your actual campaign so that the dollars that you spend are being put in better areas. The big thing that you need to understand when you're inside of learning limited is that you need to test different things inside your campaign because what you're doing isn't working. I even had a student recently who was constantly stressing over learning limited, and once he went and actually switched his visual to something that spoke to his audience better, he was getting better conversions and even said to me that he just doesn't get in the learning limited phase anymore because he actually gets enough conversions. So at the end of the day, please stop worrying about the status of your campaigns. And if you see that you get placed in learning limited, look towards the actual campaign and be making changes towards the actual campaign instead of constantly worrying about getting in learning limited, because all it's telling you is that your campaign is not performing well and you need to be making changes. If you do have any questions or want further insight or information of what sort of changes you can be making to campaigns, let me know in the comments below. I'd gladly go into further detail. And as a whole, I hope you lowered some of your stress about getting into learning limited and now understand where you should actually be looking when that does happen. It's not the end of the world. It is literally just Facebook giving you a fair warning that you may want to try things differently. So truly don't stress it. Instead, look to make changes to your campaign to see better performance. And overall, just don't give up, because once you find the right combination that's going to work, you're going to see amazing results. You're going to see yourself not be in the learning limited phase, and you're going to be happy that you continually tested until you found what works best for you. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I am going to place 2 videos to one of my sides that is going to have some other pieces of content that I think you could benefit from. Check it out if you do have some free time, and overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.